Good day everyone. This is Cristy from BS Ed Sciences 3B and here to present to you a species of protozoan parasite which is called Cryptosporidium parvum. So for this video, I am going to focus its characteristics, life cycle, disease and diagnosis, symptoms and treatment, and prevention and control. So this is the microscopic image for oocyst of Cryptosporidium parvum. So by the way, oocyst is a cyst containing a zygote formed by a parasitic protozoan. So looking forward for the characteristic of Cryptosporidium parvum. So it is an intracellular protozoan parasite of the family Cryptosporididae and phylum Apocomplexa. So the family Cryptosporididae contains one genus which is called Cryptosporidium. So Cryptosporidium has a complex life cycle involving both sexual or meiosis and asexual replication which is mitosis but monoxenous cycle. And this intestinal parasite can infect humans and animals and usually host in mammals and humans. So this parasite mostly contributed in livestock animal because we can get this parasite through animal feces or animal waste. To complete the life cycle of this parasite, so it must go through many morphology formations. This parasite is protected by an outer shell that allows it to survive outside the body for a long periods of time and makes it very tolerant to chlorine disinfection. That is why this parasite can survive in chlorinated drinkable water and of that recreational water such as rivers and pools, and it is the most significant channel to spread this parasite. For the life cycle, we already have an idea that the mode transmission of this parasite, Cryptosporidium parvum, was mainly through contact with contaminated water by drinking of that recreational water. Occasionally, food sources such as chicken salad may serve as vehicles for transformation. The zoonotic and anthroponotic transmission of this Cryptosporidium parvum occur to exposure to infected animals or exposure to water-contaminated feces of infected animals. And by the way, zoonotic is an infectious disease caused by a pathogen by an infectious agent such as bacterium, virus, parasite, or prion that has jumped from a non-human animal, usually a vertebrate, to a human. And for anthroponotic, it refers to pathogens housed in humans that are capable of being transmitted to another non-human animals. And then, following ingestion and possibly inhalation by a suitable host, excistation occurs. So this is the stage in the parasite's life cycle of the parasite in which it escapes from a cyst after being swallowed by its host. All cysts are excreted in the environment from human and animal through the feces. And then sporozoites are released. So what is sporozoites? So sporozoites are motile spore-like stage in the cycle of some parasitic protozoan that is typically the infective agent introduced into a host. And these sporozoites host parasitized epithelial cells of the gastrointestinal tract of other tissues such as the respiratory tract. In these cells, the parasites undergo a sexual multiplication which is called cytogony or merogony, and then sexual multiplication which is called gametogony, producing microgametes for male and macrogametes for female. Upon fertilization of the microgametes by the microgametes, oocysts develop that sporulate in the infected host. Two different types of oocysts are produced: the thick-walled, commonly excreted from the host, and the thin-walled oocyst, which is primarily involved in auto-infection. Oocysts are infective upon excretion, thus permitting direct and immediate fecal-oral transmission. And for disease and diagnosis, this microscopic parasite causes diarrheal disease, which is called cryptosporidiosis, commonly known as crypto. Crypto can affect all people. Some groups are likely to develop more serious illness. For people with weakened immune system, symptoms can be severe and could lead to severe or life-threatening illness. Diagnosis for Cryptosporidium is made by examination of stool samples. Because the detection of crypto can be difficult, patients may be asked to submit several stool samples over several days. Most often, stool specimens are examined microscopically using different techniques such as acid-fast staining, direct fluorescent antibody, and/or enzyme immunoassays for detection of Cryptosporidium species antigens. Symptoms of crypto generally begin from 2 to 10 days after being infected with the parasite. The most common symptoms are watery diarrhea, stomach cramps or pain, dehydration, nausea, vomiting, fever, weight loss, and lack of appetite. And some people with crypto will have no symptoms at all. Symptoms usually last about 1 to 2 weeks, with a range of few days to 4 or more weeks in persons with healthy immune systems. Occasionally, people may experience a recurrence of symptoms after a brief period of recovery before the illness ends. Symptoms can come and go for up to 30 days. Most people who have a healthy immune systems will recover without treatment. Diarrhea can be managed by drinking plenty of fluids to prevent dehydration. People who are in poor health who have a weakened immune systems are at higher risk for more severe and prolonged illnesses. Young children and pregnant women may be more susceptible to dehydration resulting from diarrhea and should drink plenty of fluids while ill. Anti-diarrheal medicine such as nitazoxanide has been FDA approved for treatment of diarrhea caused by Cryptosporidium in people with healthy immune systems. However, the effectiveness of this medicine in immunosuppressed individuals is unclear. For those persons with HIV/AIDS, antiretroviral therapy that improves the immune status will also decrease or eliminate symptoms of cryptosporidiosis. However, even if symptoms disappear, cryptosporidiosis is often not curable, and the symptoms may return if the immune status worsens. For prevention and control, practice good hygiene everywhere. To keep your safety, wash your hands with soap and water. And note that alcohol-based hand sanitizers are not effective against crypto. Avoid swimming in recreational water such as pools, hot tubs, rivers, and lakes. Avoid water that might be contaminated. Do not drink untreated water or use untreated ice from lakes, rivers, springs, ponds, streams, or shallow wells. Follow advice given during the local drinking water advisories. And avoid food that might be contaminated with animal feces. Practice extra caution while traveling. Be conscious about the sources and safety of water. Avoid eating uncooked foods when traveling, for supply might be unsafe. Then, practice safer sex and avoid immunosuppressed individuals. And that ends my presentation. Thank you.